Rogue Shepherd, the Rogue Man. Go ahead, Rogue Shepherd. Permission to deliver elephant in the room. Permission granted.
We finna see what they do with an elephant in the room, where the local legends come true. That's not the way to come out of it. I was in the womb writing double entendres, hooked to a machine like I'm Conway. Serve me a plate, tango hombre. No, it is the
sidearm delivery to the tight end Knox, who gets by one defender Jones and then waylaid as he was getting near midfield.
What happens when life just knocks you down, or you feel like it's been knocking you down the entire time? You have good days and you have these amazing days where things are just going so well, and then all of a sudden you have the days where you just like, what is going on? What is this? Sometimes you have great moments, right? You can be having a romantic time. You could be having a friendship time or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden there's an argument that comes about. There's a challenge that lies ahead already. And then you think to yourself, everything has been going so well. What happened? And sometimes life gets like that. Sometimes there are unexpected things. There are things that are expected that you hope that doesn't happen, but they still happen. And life hits us all that way. From our professional life, to our family life, to our life in school, to our life in our social organizations, church, or other religious institutions, so forth. Like, things just hit at different times. And when it hit, it just feels like it knocks you down, or you're like, when is it ever going to end? And that's how life gets. And that's okay. And the elephant in the room today is resiliency. Because life hits. Life hits in many different ways. And sometimes it's just one thing after another. And it hurts. And it causes anxiety. It causes stress. It causes all these different emotions and things that just constantly weighs on our mind. But I'm here to just let you know to continue to practice that skill of resiliency. And it's a valuable skill. And I personally believe that in order to practice resiliency, we also must have character. We must have purpose. We must have morals and values that we stick to that carry us through these things. We must have people. We must have therapy. We must have a whole community of people and resources to remain resilient. So we're going to look at a video from Deshauna Barber, who was a company commander in the Army Reserve, and then she later became Miss USA. So let's go ahead and get to the video and discover the challenges that she undergone, and we can learn a lot from what she went through that sometimes we can relate to. So let's go ahead and get to the video.
The reality of life is that we will all hear more no's than we hear yeses. And we will fail a lot, and I mean a whole lot. In the summer of 2009, I was 19 years old, working a summer position at Target between my freshman and sophomore year at undergraduate school. I was working in the women's clothing department, and I noticed a lady staring at me from across the aisle. I figured she probably had a few screws loose, so I attempted to ignore her very intense stares. She eventually manages to make her way a little bit closer and closer to me, where I was working, until she eventually walks up to me and says hello. I say the famous Target quote, which is, "Hi, may I help you find something?" So now anytime someone says that to you all in Target, you know it's their job to say it to you.
I do like Target too.
She then asked me, "Were you born in this country?" Yeah. And I was immediately offended. And I said, "Yeah, I was born in this country." And then she says, do you have any kids? I said, no, I don't have any kids. She then asked me if I was married, and then I said, no, ma'am, I am not married.
Very personal
she says,
questions.
How old are you? I said 19. May I help you find something? She then says, you are the most beautiful girl I have seen. And I said, oh, thank you. I didn't work that much for my makeup, but I did the best I could, but thank you. And then she says, I think you could be the next Miss USA. Wow. And I stare at her in pure disgust and said, pageants? You're telling me pageants, like Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality. Pageants? You think I should compete in pageants? I'm in the Army, okay? We don't do pageants in the Army.
Definitely don't.
She then asked me to meet her at Starbucks the very next day before my next shift at Target. And she just wanted to do a little bit of explaining when it comes to what pageants is. And apparently I was a pretty open-minded 19-year-old because I actually agreed to meet her the very next day. The next day she brought this foot-tall stack of pageant books and proceeds to convince me to enter into a state pageant 3 months later. For those who do not know, when it comes to Miss USA, you have to win your state first, okay?
Okay.
So 3 months later, I compete in my first pageant, and I lose. I go back the second year, compete in the state pageant. I lose. Go back the third year, compete in the state pageant, and lose. Go back the fourth year.
Wow.
Compete in the same pageant, and lose.
Honestly,
the fifth year,
I would have gave up by then. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have gave up.
State pageant and lose, but guess what? I go back the sixth year. Guess what happens? I lose.
I thought she was gonna say win. Okay.
I called her on the phone and said, "You told me."
I guess 7 times the charm, huh?
Next Miss USA. And she says, "Deshauna, keep working, don't quit, keep going back."
Keep grinding at it. All right.
In June of 2015, she passes away from leukemia.
Oh my goodness.
6 months
That's
later,
a lot.
in December 2015, I win Miss District of Columbia, USA.
Wow.
And
That is
6
amazing.
months after that, in June of 2016,
District of Columbia.
Wow.
I become the first soldier to win Miss USA.
And I just want to pause right there. Right? That's resiliency at its best. Right? Someone seen that potential into Deshauna, and they looked at it and motivated her. And we talked about leadership, when you see that potential in others, to motivate them. But one thing is that she got knocked down 6 times at least in this area as she continued to compete. And I'm sure there was a lot of other things that were going on in life. And she was also in the Army Reserve. So I'm sure life situations also played a role in many things. But this one area, she was getting knocked down time and time again. She kept getting back up. And she kept going and competing. She never quit. And that's the whole thing behind resiliency, is perseverance, never quitting. Continuing to go. Even when you fail, make that mistake once. You continue to try again and again and again. And sometimes we do that in our family. Sometimes we do that professionally. Whatever situation you find yourself. Sometimes we fall short. We fail at the things. We, don't hear our significant other enough. Or we sometimes have those feelings that we're not being a great mother or father or friend and so forth like that. And it's goals and so forth that we set. Sometimes we fall short and we continue to just have that challenge with it. And as you see here from Deshauna, she kept getting up. She kept trying no matter what. So this is encouragement for those individuals that are going through struggles, wherever it is at in your life, to continue to get up, to continue to go forward, continue to try again. The only things you need to quit at sometimes is the method. at which you're doing things. So if you're doing things one way to just not getting to that point, then try other ways, but don't quit at the goal. Don't quit at your dream. Don't quit at continuing to move forward and learn. We know in the operations process, this is speaking just a little bit about Army doctrine, that you're constantly assessing, constantly seeing where you can make those improvements, constantly seeing where what you should sustain and so forth like that. And that's what, that is information just for us to continue in our own lives, to constantly assess, but never give up on the goal, never give up on the mission, never give up on your family, never give up on your soldiers. Just continue to go. And sometimes 7 times is the charm somehow, but it worked out. But let's go ahead and get back to the video.
And you all already know where I'm going with this.
Okay.
At times, our purpose drops in our laps as if the heavens threw it by accident. I ask only one thing of you all today after you leave.
Never quit. Is that it?
After accomplishing an amazing goal.
Okay.
Do not fear failure, but please be terrified of regret.
Man. Don't feel failure.
Giving up is the birth of regret.
And I just want to hit on that just a little bit more. Like, don't fear failure. Sometimes we get so comfortable where we're at that we stop trying. You make a certain rank. You stop trying to accomplish things. You meet the love of your life and you stop dating them. You go to a game for your kids. You go to one game and you stop going or trying to go to future games, or you stop parenting and so forth like that because you made this one accomplishment, right? Or you succeeded, but continue to grind it out, and you're gonna fail. All of us are gonna fail. I know. I even in college failed a few classes. Or didn't do well. I actually had to drop some classes and so on and kept trying. But I never stopped. I kept going. I failed early in my life as a soldier, believe it or not, I failed PT tests. But I kept going. I kept getting better and better and better and making things happen and putting in that work. In family situations, I failed many times. As a husband, as a father, as a friend, as a brother, just as in everything. But I didn't let those failures stop me. And for me, I personally think God didn't let those failures stop me because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I just learned from them, reassessed, and kept going. But let's see what she has to say also in the end of this video here. So let's go ahead and switch back.
After you walk out this door, you will receive 100 doors shut, slammed in your face. You will have 100 moments that will be filled with someone telling you no.
Okay.
Or telling you, thank you for your application, but we regret to inform you that we've chosen a different candidate for this job. You will sit in 100 different interviews and you will not get the job. The reality of life is that we will all hear more no's.
You hear a lot of no's.
Yeses. And we will fail a lot, and
we will fail a lot.
But what I ask of you today is to not take no for an answer. Don't
get back up, keep grinding.
Be afraid of the possibility of a yes that you have prematurely destroyed because you decided to quit before the clock strikes 12.
Stop quitting. Do it. Follow through, because you can do it.
You can ask anyone.
You can.
Friend, family, anybody. I love a good no. Please tell me no.
Yeah.
Telling me no is like adding fuel to a fire that is now set ablaze because of your single no. I love additional reasons to work harder. Please
work
give me a reason.
Harder. Yes.
So today I challenge you to fight, to work,
get
to
back
not
up.
Stop here, to believe so heavily in your aspirations that you too will not fear the word no, but instead you will choose to welcome it.
So don't fear the no, don't fear the failure, but be terrified of the regrets. So go for it. Continue to go for it. Give up only on the methods if it's just not working, but don't give up on the goal. Never give up trying. Never give up on those things. So with that, I leave you with a scripture from my faith tradition. And it's coming from James 1:2-4. And I'll read it off my screen. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So that is the elephant in the room today, resiliency. And we'll probably do many more episodes on this particular topic, examining other stories, that those stories where folks practiced that resiliency and got through and overcame whatever they was trying to overcome. So there you have it, resiliency. And this is Rogue Shepherd signing off.